that's it, completely keyless. See, for an old Range Rover, that's quite a nice thing, isn't it? Just walk up to the door, pull the door handle, unlocks for you, mirrors come out, you've got engine start and stop button here, keys still in my pocket. I think every car should have that. But this car is obviously a 59 plate Range Rover Sport HST 3 litre diesel. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I'll be honest with you, because of lockdown, I haven't been buying no cars. This is the most exciting thing I've bought in a long time. So I thought, I'm doing my journey to work today in this car, I'll be stupid not to get it on the channel. So today is a journey to work in my 2009 Range Rover Sport 3 litre diesel HSE. You know what's really strange about this car? You'd expect a big Range Rover to have loads of space, and I think I'm like 6'2", and I can't put the seat back far enough. I can put it down, no, even going down. So it's like I ain't got enough leg room. I feel proper cramped. And I drove that Nissan Figaro in a recent video, and I had loads of leg room in that car. A little Nissan Figaro's got more leg room than a Range Rover. That is proper odd. But anyway, today's video, like I say, it's a journey to work. I'll pull over in a sec, take you for a little wander around the car. I'll explain how this car come about as well, because that's going to be of interest to you. And I'll talk to you about my feelings on these old shape Range Rovers, all right? So what I'll do is I'll pull over just where I normally pull over on my journey to work, and we'll jump out and we'll have a little look around it, all right? So let's jump to some cinematics. Right guys, my brown Range Rover Sport. So this is currently replacing the X6M, and I'll explain more about how this has come about and what's going on with the X6M as the video unfolds. But yeah, let's talk about the outside of the car and the inside of the car. We'll use this section for that, yeah? So this is a facelift car. I actually daily drove a V8 diesel pre-facelift car for a long part of my life a couple of years ago. I loved that car. It roared like a V8, although it was a diesel, sounded amazing, pulled amazing, and it looked the part as well for an old car. So this is obviously a facelift car, which is, they facelifted them in 2009, and they've done a bloody brilliant job of the facelift on these cars. They literally transformed. They got a very good car and they transformed it into an even better car. Obviously, reliability issues, Land Rover do suffer with the they suffer with a lot of little issues, but for some crazy reason they managed to pull it off. Generally unreliable cars get hate, depreciate, and no one buys them, but everyone loves a Land Rover, especially here in England. So the facelift consisted of pretty much like the whole front end, rear lights, the interior. They've done a lot on the interior, but I'll walk around it and explain. Right, the headlights, look at them, they are that is a nice headlight. And if you look at the pre-facelift headlights, they just look so much more modern than the pre-facelift headlights. The grille again looks more modern. This is a HSE car, so they've done the SE, then above that they've done the HSE, and then the top spec one was obviously the autobiography. Autobiographies are beautiful things, but the HSE seems to be, I would say, the most common one. Definitely a very good spec level, and yeah, they do offer a lot. So the front bumper, they changed the front bumper as well, love that. The wheels, they're facelift wheels. I'm not sure if they changed the side grills. These side grills have been replaced, so we'll talk about that in a sec. Rear lights, done a great job of them rear lights, I think, apart from, yeah, again, that's a subject for later on in this video. We'll talk about that in a sec. And do you know what, I think that's it. Let's quickly hop on this interior. On the inside, again, great finish on the interior. They changed the whole dash, they changed the steering wheel, done a lovely job of that steering wheel. Check that out. It's very, very similar to the old steering wheel, but it's just a bit more modern, a bit more sleek. Even the infotainment system, they changed all of that, a lot more modern. It's touch screen, and it just offers a lot more. But let's quickly talk about the colour brown, right? Because That's probably what's going to be going through a lot of your minds at the minute. Calvin, the car's brown, man. Like, what's the crack? And it's kind of like someone's granddad's bought this car, and then the granddad has said to their grandson, do you know what, I'm going to buy the car in the colour that I want it, but then I'll let you do your youthful bits to it. Yeah, we use youthful, is that a good use of word? I think it is. So the grandson's come along and painted the grills black. I say he painted them. He's bought these new grills from eBay. They look good. Like I say, they do look good. He's painted the handles black. The mirror caps, they've been painted black as well. The wheels have been done in grey. Look, to be fair, they look quite good. The front grill's been done in black. The granddad's chose to spec it with wood on the interior. Again, some people love that. I personally don't, but it does suit the car. Like, brown Range Rover Sport with wood dash goes hand in hand. As you come around the front, black badges, all these nice little touches. Smoked windows. We've even got these wind deflector things, which, you know, a lot of people love. And yeah, I kind of get it, and it does look very good. And to be fair, this car is absolutely immaculate, so it does pull it all off quite well. But it's kind of like, if I was buying one of these cars and I black packed it, it just has to be done like on a grey car or a black car or something that would work better with brown. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. What we'll do now is, should we go for a drive? Oh, the dash as well, they changed that, a bit more modern. Yeah, Alcantara, half Alcantara. Not many people spec cars with half Alcantara, half leather. That was available as an option on a hell of a lot of cars. Not many people went for it, but I actually really like that. Yeah, I think that's it for this section of the video. I'll move my bags. That's probably going to be a bit awkward driving with that there. But yeah, we'll jump in and go for a drive, and I'll explain how this car come about, all right? These Range Rovers just feel so much more modern than the older ones. Like I say about the whole facelift thing, when you jump on the inside, it is just a massive improvement. Even how solid it feels to drive, it just feels like a lot better car all round. But anyway, the punchline of this video is, why is Calvin driving this old Range Rover over his X6M? And it's quite a simple answer. Basically, the X6M, I've done a video on it recently, just explaining it needed a bit of paint work, needed a bit of TLC, a little bit of, you know, bits here and there. And I'll probably do a follow-up video on when all them bits are done. But basically, there's a runner, lots of runners around. I'd be a bit concerned if I was that runner, if someone was going to flatten me, but that's just me. But yeah, so the X6M, it needed a bit of TLC. I've done a whole video explaining that. I dropped the X6M off to the body shop, and when I got there, the guy that owns the body shop says, "Are you buying any cars?" I said, "Not really, but we're going to begin buying soon." So he said, "I've got my Range Rover that I want to sell." So I thought I'd have a little look at it, and ended up buying it, which was really convenient, because then I drove it back from the body shop. And on the way back, I thought I could have filmed that. That would have made quite a good video. But are you interested in an old Range Rover? I don't know, I think a lot of people are. I think they offer, I talk about value for money a lot. It's something that I always consider. And I thought, yeah man, I'm gonna get this on my channel. And do you know what, Range Rover videos always seem to do really well on my channel. So yeah, so I bought it, and I've been driving it daily. Those that follow me on Instagram would have seen a bit of it on my Instagram. And I quite like it. I think everyone in life, the goal has got to be, if like every car guy, you've got to have a sports car and a daily driver, yeah? I've got the M6, and I've obviously got the X6M at the minute, or not at the minute, and I think a Range Rover is a good daily driver in general. The 3-litre diesels are good on fuel, it's quite a comfortable thing to drive. This car has supposedly been remapped, not sure who done it. It's got a bit of power. It seems like it's a lot more mid to top end power, if I was to give you an analogy on how it delivers. Bit of poke, nothing too exciting. It's just a simple daily driver, I suppose, with a little bit of power, right? But yeah, so value for money, that's what I was talking about. Let's get back to that important subject. When I look at cars, I constantly consider value for money. That is like the most important thing. Obviously you can look at performance or practicality or what the purpose is of that car, but value for money for me is like the best thing. When you've got a budget to spend on a car, when you've got an amount of money like that Focus ST there, great value for money car that is. But yeah, sorry, Ford Focus ST sent me off track there. Value for money, right? it is an important factor, because you want to, every time you look at anything in life, when you're spending your money, you want to get as much as you possibly can for that money. And on the used car market, there are absolutely many options, right? There's loads of bloody options, different types of cars that serve different types of purposes. And when you're trying to get modern, because obviously we want something as modern or as late reg as possible, that's reliable, that's good looking, or whatever, ticking all the important boxes, and the practicality side of things, it's quite hard to get something that offers everything, right? And these Range Rovers, they start at, I think, about £7,000 or £8,000 online, which seems like a lot of money, but I think anyone considering buying a competitor to one of these would probably get in this car and think, you know what, this is actually a lot more modern than I expected it was, because I do it myself. After you, sir. Going for his little run. Everyone's out and about doing their jogs at the minute. It's very good to see people who are active. But yeah, you kind of look at them and think, well, that's the old Range Rover. I don't want one of them old bloody Range Rovers. But they've done such a good job of facelifting these that I think so many people would consider owning one. So I'm not saying you'd consider owning a brown one, but you'd probably consider owning one, full stop. So if you are in the market to buy something similar to this and you've got that amount of money, I would recommend going and jumping in the driver's seat one, because I rate these cars, man. Although they are supposedly unreliable, other than every single one that I drive has a bit of a knock from the suspension at the front end. You probably can't hear it through the camera. In fact, you definitely can't, because it's not making any noise, but you can almost feel it through the steering wheel. That is, I don't think I've ever driven a Land Rover that doesn't have that. That's very common, but they are, I've never had a bad experience with one, so I can't say that in my opinion that I think they're terrible. I actually think they're really good, and I would recommend buying one. And I can't stress it enough how good this facelift is. There's the infotainment thing, but it could be do with being modernising. It's not super modern, but it's very good. It's got Bluetooth, it's got DAB radio, it's got sat nav. You can get these cars with heated steering wheels. It's got heated seats in the front, heated seats in the rear. It's a nice thing. It could just do with having a little bit more distance on the travel of the driver's seat. That is so bad, like literally terrible. Why have they not done that? But yeah, like I said, this is just a journey to work in a brown Range Rover Sport. If I could change anything on this car right now, it would literally just be the colour. Or what I would do is I would just remove all the black bits and get it back to an honest looking brown Range Rover, because that would appeal to a lot more people of a certain age group, I would suggest, as an assumption. But what I tend to do when I put cars up for sale is make it more appealing to a broader audience. So let me know, do you think this looks bad or good? Or would you go out your way to buy a brown Range Rover with black pack on it? Or would you rather have a grey or a black one with black pack? Or if you was buying a brown one, would you rather it have silver bits on it? You know what I mean, you get the gist. But yeah, in a nutshell, I rate these Range Rover Sports, specifically the facelift ones. This one's been got facelift on mine, been remapped. It pulls extremely well, not too exciting, but it does the job. All right, so I'm going to end the video here. I'm almost at work now. Thank you very much for watching. It's nice to know as well, like, my business is slowly going to get back on tracks now. I hope that some of yours are I hope that's going to begin happening to some of you guys as well, because the country's slowly getting back to normal, and yeah, life's looking good. All right, so I hope everyone's well. I hope the future's looking bright for you lot as well. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap the video up. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like it. If you did like this video, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, hit subscribe. And if you're on Instagram, give me a follow on Instagram at Calvin's Car Diary. All right, see ya. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, I recently bought a racing simulator to satisfy my boredom during lockdown, and a few of you have asked me to do a little video on YouTube showing you what my ability is like on a Assetto Corsa. So what I've done is I've done a drifting video. It is a right laugh, it all ends a bit badly, and that video is going to be live on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I'll see you then.